Hello, everyone. Um, in this video, I want to briefly discuss the assignment 2. In the assignment 2, you are going to use the public data to explore the issue of social inequality, especially how to create a measure by using the GSS data. The GSS data, GSS refers to General Social Survey, which is developed by NORC, University of Chicago. And when you use the GSS data, you will go to the GSS Data Explorer and explore all of the questions, the data, the questionnaire in this website. And this data set has been collected for many years. The topic you are going to select will be focused on any dimension, any aspect on social inequality. When we're talking about social inequality, it can relate to many different things. For example, if you cut in from economic aspect, you can talk about, the income level. You can talk about the poverty issue, or it can be health disparity. That is also social inequality. So, say like mm, how health resources are distributed, unequally, unfairly. Or you can talk about, the stereotype against a different social group can be a type of social inequality. Or like racism, sexism, ageism, you know, that the discrimination behavior targeting certain social group, like a different gender group, different racial group, different ethnic group, or different age group. And that is another type of a social inequality that you can focus on. So there are many different ways that you can explore social inequality. Some of you may be interested in like a violence issue. For example, like security issue across a different community, whether or not people feel unsafe, what kind of a people, what type of people, what type of community feel more afraid walking outside. That can be a type of a social inequality as well. Or like a government spending, not equal across different community. That is also a social inequality. So any topic will be okay. So what I want you to do is that you will first select a focus as far as that's related to social inequality. That will be fine. So you will select a topic and then you will write down a description what this topic is all about. In other words, you need to have a title. Okay, so have a title for your topic. You have to put down a description about your topic. What do you want to do? What do you want to focus on? And then next, you will have to decide what will be your dependent and independent variable. Independent variable is cause. Okay, so if X will affect Y, then this X is the independent variable. And the dependent variable is the outcome, okay, is the effect. So very likely your social inequality topic will be the outcome because you want to know what will cause social inequality. So you're gonna look for certain factor that affect social inequality. So it could be a poverty, it could be a crime rate, could be violence, behavior, etc. So you need to define that independent and define the dependent variable. Tell me what that is. So for example, if your independent variable is income level, and your dependent variable is the health benefit, And then your argument is that you think the health benefit was distributed unequally across the rich and poor. So you think that the rich people got more benefits than the poor people. So in this case, the income level will be your independent variable, and the dependent variable will be the health benefit. So how do you measure these? So in order to find your independent variable measurement, you will have to find the questions that can actually use to measure the income level. So you can select, across a different type of a question. In GSS, there are hundreds of a question. So you will select the sufficient question that fits your needs to measure the income level. And the dependent variable is the health benefit. Health benefit, you can talk about, the health services, you can talk about the health insurance, you can talk about, health policy. So it all depends on what kind of a health benefit that you focus on. So here you will give me your definition and also give me the questions that you select to measure this variable. It's not necessarily only one question to measure one variable. Sometimes it can be multiple. For example, like discrimination or like a racism. A lot of time it's very difficult to use only one questions to measure racism. Okay, so for a lot of a concept like certain type of attitude or behavior or thinking or thoughts, it's a complicated idea, it's a complicated concept. It covers from many different aspects and angle. For example, like your attitude of support or against abortion, you could have a many condition if this pregnancy not a voluntary pregnancy, then I might change my mind. Or if the baby during the pregnancy is not healthy, then maybe that will change my attitude either against or support abortion, right? So there are many different dimensions and many different aspects to measure an attitude or behavior. So when you select your question, that you select to use for this variable, you want to cover as complete as possible. So so once you define, your focus, define your variable, then the next step is to select the variables that available in GSS data. Then you will list all of the questions that you select to measure either the independent or the dependent variable. You need both, okay? And then next you will discuss how you select them, maybe which year of the data, and then come from which module, etc. And then provide your justification why you think these questions are the good measure. Finally, I want you to discuss what are the advantage and disadvantage of using public data for this exercise for your topic. And what kind of a limitation you have encountered, okay, when you work on this project. And that will be all.